In the Game of Thrones, first of all, Game of Thrones, you live or you die. Wait, no. You win or you die. In the Game of Thrones, you win or you die.
No, I like the first one.
You ruined it, John. We'll play those after he explains his. So that's...
You recorded it?
Yes!
Oh, fuck. Okay. A little came up. Okay, there are 4 important families in the Game of Thrones. Not the book, but the everything. House Stark, the good guys. House Baratheon, medium to good or medium to bad. House Lannister, all bad. House Targaryen, it's awesome. Up to you to decide. Starting with House Stark, there's Eddard, or Neddard, or Ned. He's like the good guy. And his wife, Catelyn, remember? She's she's a little annoying, kind of a shrew, a little bit of a bitch. She's from a different house.
She's my favorite.
She's from a different house, does not matter. That's unimportant right now to this story. They have 5.5 kids. Rob, who's the oldest, who's pretty hot. Sansa, who's like really pretty for a girl, I guess. Arya, who is a tomboy, or if she were alive today, she'd be a lesbian. Bran, it's a little boy. Rickon, who's an even littler little boy. And Jon Snow, who's a bastard. Now let me tell you something. If these were black people, they wouldn't differentiate between, like, bastard children and regular children or whatever. Because, quite frankly, if they were all black people, each of them would have a different father. Anyway, Jon Snow gets put in this whole, like, thing because he's a bastard, and his mom is a whore. We don't know who his mom is. Who knows? Whatever. So everyone looks down on him. Yeah, who cares? Everyone looks down on him because his mom is different than everybody else's mom. But he's still pretty fucking hot. Pretty friggin' hot. So that's also unimportant to the plot.
I thought you were talking about Bran.
He's really hot. Anyway, over in House Baratheon, there are 3 brothers. Kind of like the Kennedys. Are there 3 Kennedy brothers? John Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, and Cecil Kennedy. Right. Anyway, in the Game of Thrones, there's King Robert.
This is where you show it to the Peace Corps people.
King Robert, his older brother Stannis, who, think of him like your creepy uncle who you catch watching you sleep, or pees with the door open so you can watch him pee. He's a creeper. There's Uncle Renly, who is kind of like that, like, hotter older cousin who you're not quite sure if you're allowed to have a crush on, but he's pretty doable. And Cersei Lannister, bad guy, but she's pretty busty. She has 3 kids with Robert. Joffrey, he's a dickweed. He pretty much is the, Draco Malfoy of Game of Thrones.
True that.
He's a little, can I say punk-ass bitch?
Just kidding.
He's a punk-ass bitch. His sister, Myrcella, who gives a fuck? Oh, nope. Who gives a shit? The littlest of the 3, Tommen, who, again, is a little... Oh, almost said the F word again. He's a little boy. Who really cares? He's like the same age as Rickon. Who cares? He's so little, who gives a care? Over here in House Lannister, the bad guys, is Tywin. His wife, Joanna, is dead, because I'm assuming she was also a whore. Tywin's brother, Kevin, who cares over there. Tywin has 3 kids. 2 normal, 1 different. Let's see if you can guess which one is different. Jaime, he's hot and hunky and really good with a sword. His sister, twin sister, hotter, lady hunky, I guess, I don't know, remember? Busty, good with swords, in the metaphorical sense. She can take a sword or 2 if you know what I mean. She's a whore. Her boo, Robert, again, they're 3 kids, again, from a different house. And Tyrion, who's like 2.5 feet tall.
2.5 feet?
Do you know which one is not like the other 2? It's Tyrion. He's a midget. And they call him all kinds of really offensive names, like Half-Man, or Midget Dude, or Stuart Little.
Really?
Like,
they call him Stuart Little in Westeros?
He's really
They call him Stuart Little in Westeros, John?
Anyway,
he's really tiny. And a midget.
and awesome.
And apparently
And
awesome.
awesome. Won the Golden Globe
Possibly.
for this role.
Mario is thinking of the Emmys, and he just won an Emmy for it, but that's unimportant because this is not a TV show, it's real life. So, he's a midget.
Targaryen.
In the 4th family is House Targaryen, which, if you can tell in the picture, there's not a lot of pictures, because they're all friggin' dead. Except for Dany, who in the books is like, what is she, like 12?
13.
She's 13, but really in the TV show she's like 19, so she's more doable.
She's supposed to be 16 in the show, but in reality she's supposed to be 13. But she's actually played by a 24-year-old actress.
So you don't feel creepy when you McFondle yourself watching these scenes because she's really hot. She's got a creepy older brother, Viserys III. He's kind of a creeper. He literally is that cousin who watches you sleep and fondles himself. He's really gross and really creepy. Dany is married to Khal Drogo, who is really hot in like a dirty foreigner kind of way. Like if he shaved and like wore a shirt and dyed his hair, he'd be like American sexy. But in Game of Thrones, he's like foreigner sexy. Like he's from some exotic land, like Mexico, or the Middle East, or Europe, or Australia.
So are you saying that he can be from anywhere other than America?
He's very exotic and different looking, and that's why everybody wants to touch him.
Who is this?
That is Khal Drogo, and these are the 4 families. We'll be back later.